Okay, Let's Paint TV. I believe we're working. Got a camera shot problem. I got one of my cameras went down. I'm not really sure why, but it did. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Yes, it's a little bit early for some of you in other countries. We are dealing with something that needs to be, hopefully, before my life ends, the end of daylight savings time. So we're an hour early, and as you can see, it wreaks havoc. But maybe that's what makes America great, is daylight savings time. Maybe that's what it is. It's not all perfect. It's not all stress. Stress is good. Stress is good. Gordon Gordon Gecko, right? Didn't he say that? By the way, one of the that movie, which of course I didn't really ever watch, but basically I didn't try not to watch any movie with Douglas something Douglas. Kirk Douglas's sons. Any movie with him in it, I tend to not be impressed. He represented to me. Of course, he doesn't make movies anymore. At least I don't think he does. But he did definitely represent the '90s movies, shitty movies of the '90s. But they were popular movies at on the same token. Uh, what's his first name? He actually won an Academy Award for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Kind of hard to believe. Got a camera. There's a camera problem on aisle 3. So what's going on with this shot? Why is it not the shot? Not. I bet you I know what it is. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the shot to work. I think I could. It's entirely. Yeah. Okay. I see what the deal is. Thank you. I see the problem. Somehow it didn't get saved or whatever. All right, well, it's not going to fix itself on its own, apparently. So, we'll just have to deal with it as is. All right. Okay. All right. Let me get some more coffee. Be right back. You're watching Let's Paint TV. Yeah. I got to paint. I want to do something. I want to do a painting actually. So we're gonna do this painting here. Just give me a few minutes. Let me get some coffee here. Got a painting idea. Okay, we're back. Oh man. All right. Ah, crap. Okay, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll make it through. I'll make it through the day. Hello, caller. You're on Let's Paint TV.
Penis ball.
All right, 818-528-4516. Morning Joe. It's Morning Joe on Fox and Friends. I'm, no. Morning John. No. Maybe. All right. Well, we're going to have some coffee, and then I want to try a painting, and I'm going to get to it once I finish the coffee. So hang in there. In the meantime, you're welcome to call me at 818-528-4516. So much to do. You're eating spaghetti? You must be on the East Coast because there's no way you're eating spaghetti on the West Coast. Or you're in Europe or something. Unless you eat spaghetti in the morning. I'm not a spaghetti in the morning kind of guy. If I'm eating spaghetti, which I have not eaten spaghetti in a while, frankly. It's been a while since I've had spaghetti. That's some good stuff. Easy to make, too, by the way. I think it's a misnomer, though, that when you grow up, you think, oh, spaghetti's got to have meat sauce or meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs. And I don't know about you, but more times than not, the meatballs in spaghetti and meatballs are usually very disappointing. Usually nasty in some form or fashion. I don't know what it is. It must be because I must be eating some badass meatballs, but they just, generally speaking, are usually not very good. In fact, nasty. They're nasty. She made some amazing meatballs. Okay. I think, but going further, one step further, I think having meat in your pasta is unnecessary. So much more fun could be had by doing other stuff than just, oh, I gotta have some meat in my pasta. It's a whole nother world once you realize it. Again, getting back to it, the meatballs are, first of all, you know why meatballs suck? Because it's just hamburger meat. You're using ground meat. Oh, maybe you can get some ground pork, whatever. Oh, I mixed my ground pork with my ground cow and ground chicken or whatever. I mix them all together and I get a nice spicy meatballs. Yeah. Talk about spicy meatballs. Exactly, Lugano. Meatballs are for people who don't know how to paint. They're for meatheads. But I have to say though, I am a proponent that everyone could paint, even meatheads. Meatballs could paint. Everyone can paint. In fact, everyone should paint, I guess. It's a little frustrating. Actually, it is not frustrating. I find great joy in painting. But I see so many damn mistakes in what I do. It's kind of like endless. Am I a vegetarian? No. I'm not a vegetarian, but buying ground meat, first of all, here's the problem with ground up meat, any kind of ground up meat. You're taking a whole product and you're pushing it, you're extracting, you're smashing it and chopping it into little, you're giving more chances for disease-borne germs and whatnot to get into the meat. And yet, it can be quite good. But I think that the freshness quality dissipates big time when you when no, Paulette eats meat. When you are starting to chopping it all up. Same thing with vegetables, for that matter. When you buy the veggies that already been manipulated, pre-washed 3 times and all that, there's actually, believe it or not, and there's studies that support my hypothesis, at least at least I read a study on that department. I don't even, well, yeah, I've heard I've gotten wind of that problem with the ground meat. Also, deli slices. When you see the guy at the deli slicing up ham and various meats in the slicing machine, that slicing machine is some nasty ass shit. Now, just to jump ahead, germs are good for you, and so some of this stuff is good for our bodies in some ways, I guess. So you gotta have a little of that anyway. So one way to counter it, though, with the sliced deli meat in particular, is the use of mustard. That is a anti some kind of, it stops some of the litigants, some of the trouble. Are all litigants trouble in lawyer terminology? Is a litigant just, I don't know. Pass up a Five Brothers burger. I have not been by I don't eat a lot of hamburger. Like I said, I'm not saying I don't like a hamburger. I like me a hamburger. I bet you a Five Brothers burger is probably pretty damn good. I can imagine, I suppose. You know what? A burger I had recently was like a Shake and Shucks or Shake and Burger or something. That was pretty good. Like I said, I will have a hamburger. In fact, I probably can. And in fact, hamburgers, or the not necessarily the chewed up, extracted, meat aspect of the hamburger is the part that I like. But the combination of the lettuce and the tomato and the onion, I like my onions. And then the bread, and then the meat. But that meat does not have to be meat. Definitely does not have to be meat. It could easily be a garden burger, I suppose. It does the same job in the taste and textural, if it's done right. But garden burgers are tricky too. But not any more trickier than say, a hamburger patty. Hamburger patties are also nasty. Apparently, the In-N-Out hamburger and I think even McDonald's and some other fast food franchises have now started to make their hamburger meat offer patties that are somehow a little more healthier. Tommy's Chili Burgers. Are you talking about Tommy's Burgers? Or Tommy's Chili's Burgers? Is Tommy's Chili's Burgers different than Tommy's? Because Tommy's, Tommy's, the original, is like in LA, and then they have them all over the city, and I'm wondering if you're talking about the same Tommy's, or this is a separate Tommy's. You're talking about Tommy's, just Tommy's. Wait, I'm a little confused. Do you know that there's more than one Tommy's Burgers, or are you thinking that the Tommy's Burgers in Burbank is the one and only one that's ever been made? Because maybe because there's like Tom's, T-O-M-S burgers. There's riffs. There's variables that have nothing to do with the original Tommy's Burgers. Is this the original Tommy's Burgers? Which was by chance, or the original is on 3rd and Rampart. All right, well, it's probably, okay, it's the original. All right, so yeah, Tommy's Burgers with the chili sauce. I had one of those last year at the original Tommy's Burgers. The original is on, again, Rampart, and I believe it's 3rd Street. And I used to go there to some extent quite a bit. In fact, when I started going there originally, I asked them not to put the chili. I didn't like the chili. But I had one recently of late, and with the chili, and it was pretty good. The combination of the chili over the meat, and then the lettuce and tomato or whatever else happened on that burger, wasn't too bad. It wasn't too shabby. It was pretty good. I went to years ago. I went to my college reunion, and which happened to be right next to the original Chili's Burgers, Tommy's. And can you believe it? Believe it or not, but they had some people. They had some caterers. They had for this event. It was like a reunion, or it was like a sort of like a block party, some kind of, anyways. So they're trying to, because this is MacArthur Park in downtown LA, and it's kind of a shitty neighborhood basically. And so our art school that I was going to wanted to try to, I don't know, unify the neighborhood or whatever. So they got Tommy's Burgers to cater this event. And Hugh Hauser was like the MC or something. He showed up. Anyway, can you believe this? And I've said this before. I still to this day cannot believe it. So Tommy's Burgers shows up, and you're thinking they're going to be making Tommy's Burgers? No. They had a big vat of the chili, of the chili by itself, and plopped it on a little paper bowl for you. That was it. Thanks, Tommy's. It was pretty pathetic. And I tell you, I think soon afterwards the art school left the neighborhood. And that was like the final straw. All right, I've had my coffee, but I think I need some more. Yeah, Pioneer Chicken. Yeah, there used to be one in Echo Park on Echo Park Avenue, and it's not there. In fact, did you have a Pioneer Market? Because there was also a Pioneer Market there too. And I always thought, was it the same connection? Were they the same company somehow? Maybe they split off. In fact, I went by a place here in the valley. It's called Hugo's Restaurant or something. And then across the street it says Hugo's Tacos. And I'm thinking that they probably just like split it off or something, Probably, maybe so. All right, we are dealing with daylight savings time in the best way we possibly can, and that is by doing nothing. But I do got to say, I'm glad that we have more daylight in the afternoon, because I'm an afternoon kind of guy. That's why I do my show in the morning. Get it over with. Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? It's okay. It will be over soon. This show and just life in general. All right, 818-528-4516 is the number. If you want to call the program, you can. Remember, one call a day. If you abuse that or try to fuck with me too much, we'll block your number. And that's it. We figured that part out. For the most part. I'm sure you could figure a way around that. And then we'll just not take calls. We don't even really get many calls anyway. I have found that most calls suck, particularly when they are the crank call venue. They're usually very... occasionally they can be nice in a fun way. But the obsessive compulsive quality of them at times is... That part is annoying. But maybe that's funny. I don't know. All right. When I was a kid, I used to think Firestone tires and Disneyland were related because of the font. Yes, that's a good one, Bongo. I like that. I like your thinking. That that's a creative mind at work. What did I just? Oh, okay. This is a segue. We're segueing. This is a segue into what I want to do today. I happened to look at somebody's, I don't know if they were like a mime or a meme or it was just some sort of graphic image, like a game, video game artwork. It's all kind of shitty. It's kind of like fucked up, pixelated. Like you can't, they draw a hand and it looks like just a box. You know what I mean? It's like nothing really can get done correctly because it's working through the computer and the limitations of the computer and the bit, font, type, square, whatever. It just has limitations. Anyway, so I was looking at something, maybe it was on Facebook, someone posted something, and it was of a torch. A torch with the flame coming out. And it looked like, instead of a flame, it looked like someone was giving a finger on the torch. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do it. I'm gonna try that out. I'm not gonna spend all day on it. We're just gonna do it real quick. I start to realize I'm better off doing just quick stuff instead of these long, elaborated. I'm just better off to, just do it. So I'm gonna do it right now. But I think I'm gonna get some more coffee. But tell your friends. I'm gonna paint a fuck you torch. Is basically what I'm gonna be doing. Let's be right back after these exciting messages, and I'm gonna go get some more coffee. Okay, we're back. So this is the see how it looks very similar? Never been done before. The FU torch. Maybe it's been done. You can't worry about it too much. If an idea has been done, or it's bound to happen. Okay, let's see if I can fix these cameras shut. painting from the other day. Let's see what do I have a spare canvas somewhere? Like I said, I'm not going to spend all day on this. Let's see what we can do. What I need to do is get this out of the way. Put that there. That way I can talk to you. Oh no, don't. What? Why did that do that? It did something, didn't it? A stupid question mark thing. I don't know why I can't get that camera shot to work. But I can't. All right. Okay, so it's just a quickie. What do I have for that purpose? Might take us a minute or so to get our act together, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Let's see what I got here. Maybe a 9x12. Let's do a 9x12. You know, the good thing about a small painting is what is a good thing about a small? You don't have to ask. The money. You don't waste as much paint. Also, ultimately, you don't get as much money for it if you're fortunate to ever sell it usually. But what are you gonna do? All right, so I don't have my paintbrushes here, but I have some paintbrushes here actually, but the ones haven't been using, or new ones or whatever. Okay, so here we go. Oh, let me get my gloves on. That's always good. Might have to get some new gloves. Let's get some new gloves. Fantastic. All right. Excuse me. I have some paint that Paulette gave me, some of this student paint that she doesn't even want. Paulette didn't even want this paint, but she figured I could use it for my show, and she is right about that. We will be able to use it. So let's pull out some of these colors here. It's a small painting, so we don't need that much. A little red, mainly, and some yellow, I believe. Maybe some other kind of color. Oh, that's a green. No, that is a yellow. Okay, put some yellow there. I got some white. I'm feeling all right. A brush. Let's get a smaller brush and a big brush. That's about all we need, is a small and a little. A lot of times people have a bunch of brushes. You only need a couple of brushes, really. A big brush and a little brush. And not too little of a little brush. All right. There you go. Okay, so put some paint thinner down while we're at it. And away we go. Let's see what we get here. Excuse me. You know what? I might want to just sit down on the chair. This height is sort of asking me to sit. I guess I could raise it. I don't think I can raise it, can I? So let's just sit. All right, let's just sit. Oh, that's nice. That feels good. How's that look? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. All right. So now what we got to do is put some paint on the canvas. I'm going to activate the canvas with a bunch of just a background. I like working the slush. I might try to make this larger, but for now we'll make it small, this image. See how successful kind of reaction we get from the public. Okay. All right, so we kind of got the canvas nice and juicy. Okay, so let's do this here. Let's do it. This is the finger. I'm not even sure that this is even correct. Let's see here. Okay, it's like that. So really should it be like that or should it be like that? Usually when you get it's like that. Okay, so it's usually, it's one guy and then this guy, boom. Okay, that's it. And then there's sort of a a darker shadow maybe underneath. Probably could use soften that color. Oh, yellow ochre maybe. Yeah. Okay, so then let's do the little thing, whatever it is. I need some brown, but I'll just make it with what I got. Firestone and Disneyland. That's a good one. We should paint. I should paint. You should paint. Whatever. We'll paint a Firestone business, but have it say Disneyland. Nah, I guess that's not going to be too interesting. It's an idea, though. This is basically the story. We just basically did it. However, let's give it some highlights. I could use a smaller brush. Do I have a smaller brush? Let's see if I got a smaller brush. I probably do. I just don't know where it is. I'm due to get some more brushes. That's probably what it comes down to. I do have a small brush here hiding. I think it's like my last little small brush. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Hey, we're painting. Fantastic. Doesn't that feel good? It feels good to paint. It sure does. Indeed. Okay, 818-528-4516. Okay, so back to the painting. Back to the painting. Let's fix the torch up. So we're kind of using limited colors, which is it's kind of a good thing, actually. Can be a good thing. Let's give some highlights somehow here. So it's all in the details. Let's give some dark lines. Got a little red and some blue and some whatever, green maybe. Blue, back to the red. Okay. Oh, that's right. I wanted to get some. We'll give it a shadow. One side for the shadow, right? That always, it's a good way to solve stuff. Okay. Maybe it has another little ring of sorts. else? Do we have any? Okay, we kind of don't. Okay, we do, we don't. Let's see here. Clean the brush off. Oh, let's go a little more red on the top if possible. So let's see. Red and some orange combination. That's the flame. Keep the flame on. Okay, so now let's see if we can get some lights on the... Get some lines. We got the idea across. What we need to do now is just touch up, I guess. Kind of done. It's kind of done. Okay. What I like about having the starting the painting off by kind of getting the whole surface wet is it makes fixing up the problems in a sense a lot easier. The lines tend to blend, work better for you. Usually. But I wouldn't, I tend to do that all the time in a sense, but it's probably not, I wouldn't say it's something you want to do all the time either. Okay. Well, I believe we did what we had to do. Let me go back to the bigger brush. It definitely could be better. But this is what we came up with. Our first flame. Maybe a little more yellow here somewhere. And just a tad bit better line on the bottom there. That makes a little more clarity, give it a little more clarity. And that is gonna be, oops, what did I just do? That's all right, that's all right. Anyway, we can go back and forth with this, as you can see. I think we got our point across. Did we not? Let's maybe a little more red here. Ooh. That's okay though. Maybe a little more yellow now. Yellow and white. Give it some. The flame, the flame. The plane. Okay. That's it for the most part. I'm just not gonna worry about it. Well, guys, another exciting show in store for you tomorrow. Obviously not today. But we did do something. I don't know why that camera shot did not work, but it did not. Maybe I'll try to fix it. In the meantime, we will try to fix our lives once more tomorrow. And of course, in between, we will also work on that. It's a work in progress. Life. Hang in there, everybody. Keep going. We will see you tomorrow on the program. I'm going to post this up on Instagram, and maybe we'll try to sell it too if you'd like to buy it. All right. I'll get, be a better picture for you because you can't see it. My Instagram is Let's Paint TV. Okay, go to letspainttv.com. That's it for us today. Bye-bye.